Greetings, fellow zombie slayers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Arctic, episode 42, Giant Garage. You know what popped into my head when I said that? Was the very extremely silly episode of Malcolm in the Middle when Hal starts to compete walk. Like, compete power walking. That episode was just gold. And he, like, wears a speed suit with, like, speed helmet. And he catches one of the other walkers cheating by not planting their full foot or something. It was so ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. I loved it. That show was amazing. I just want to say. I've, like, watched it start to finish, I think, twice now. Just because I find it to be so endearing. I think when I was a kid, I, like, related more to Malcolm. Well, maybe not Malcolm, I'm not smart. Related more to Reese. And then, like, as an adult, I'm like, oh, God, I'm a Lois. I'm a Hal. I relate way closer to Lois and Hal. and I would say the same can't be said. Or, like, I can't say the same for, I hate this. For Simpsons. Like, I don't feel like I'm becoming more Homer as I age. Maybe more Marge than Homer. But yeah, Lois and Hal, that's a different matter. So sometimes when you knock out walls, like it... Oh, okay, what the hell? I think I have to hold the items. Game cares about that or something. All right, let's try this again. Carpentry. Double wooden door. There we go. Let's put it there. I'll have to replace one wall piece, but yeah, whatever. Well, that's going to be awkward. So this opens... I guess I built it that way, but this opens inwards, or outwards, and the other one opens inwards. It'd be super confusing. And I will eventually get around to... I'm going to put the timber in here, or the planks in here. I'll eventually get around to building the other alternative entryway. That's the last of that list. But we do have a proper garage now, and I just need a way up to use it. And it's not going to be ropes. I know, right? You thought it was going to be ropes, but it's not. I'll hold on to the sledgehammer. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Favorite. I am getting, like, ravenously hungry in my life. My lord. I feel like I'm straight up hypoglycemic. I might, for, like, the first time ever, have to transition over to Yoda and, like, scarf something. I think I was very busy trying to set things up and get today's episodes out on time. Oh, I'm an idiot. Those were not seed-bearing carrots. They were just ready to harvest. I was like, where's my seeds? And I don't have them. Do doors have collision when they're open? They don't. I don't think. So the edges of the doors don't matter. What does matter, though, is there's something blocking the door from opening. So if you park right in front of a double door that opens up, you won't be able to open it up because it's blocked. Oof for the seeds? Yeah, oof for the seeds. I've never made that mistake for carrots before. Let's see. I have 2 carrot seeds. Well, I guess we're not eating carrots anymore. Radishes, you're just going to be the close second. Oh. Well, oh well. We could always go back to looking for seeds, true. Now, I've already hit the garden store, so I'm not really sure. I guess hardware stores would be the next best place to look for carrot seeds. Because you can find plant seeds in hardware stores at pretty regularly. Certainly no guarantee, but it's pretty common to find them in there. And warehouses. Yep, warehouses too. Oh well. Lesson learned. Don't harvest too early. The only plant that you don't have to worry about that is strawberries. Because you don't cut the whole plant down, you just harvest the strawberries and leave the plant intact. But all of this is probably going to change in the next patch, so everything that I have to say about farming is going to be moot soon. Here's a fun fact. Johnny Appleseed, real person. But all the seeds they were sowing into the ground wasn't for apples. It was for hard cider. I think he just wanted to be liquored up all the time. So he planted a whole bunch of apple trees, but not the kind of apples that you eat for baking or food, but the kind of apples that you ferment. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, but I think people make him out to like a folk hero who was like trying to feed people a little bit in the lore or whatever. And no, he was just a booze hound. He was doing it because he wanted to get liquored up. Again, nothing wrong with that. Just he wasn't trying to feed the masses like in charity or whatever. What was it doing? So I just watered that. Yeah, I think it's sleep time. I am gonna be right back. I bet Yoda wants some of this. But nope. This is human food. So I'm still here. I'm just eating. And I'm not going to force you to see me eat. Also, mute my mic so you don't have to listen to it either. The entryway that I wanted to build is kind of unique. I don't see it used that often in Zomboid, but it will be a cool project once I'm like done with it. But for it, I am going to need I'm going to need more wood. Because I don't think I have enough to complete the project, so that means braving the dangers of zombies to cut down more trees. What's for dinner? I am not really eating a dinner. I didn't want to make you wait for me to make a dinner, so I'm just eating a bagel with granola butter. Because it was convenient for me to do that with like 0 minutes notice. It's funny, the way I present, like being very hungry, is very different than the way my it presents with my wife. She gets like really nauseous and like gets like flu-like symptoms when she's really hungry and forgot to eat. Oh, also, for the record, forgetting to eat is a very new parent thing. I don't want to speak for other new parents, but at least for me, I find myself forgetting to eat often because it's like you're just managing a lot more, right? You're managing a kid and their needs, and you kind of forget your own sometimes. Which is odd, maybe, but I don't know. Happens. Granola butter. Yeah, granola butter's interesting. I've been on a recent kick to see what kind of dairy I can remove from my own diet. To see if I'm like lactose sensitive, because I've had some food reactions with dairy. So slowly incorporating more plant-based. Oh, Jesus. I'm glad he's deaf and blind, because that scared me. So granola butter is like an oat butter, but not really. It's more like it tastes more like graham cracker, like spreadable graham cracker. Here, I can show you. If I don't want to get it to fall. Well, here, I'll put it on Yoda's camera. It looks kind of like graham cracker too, and it kind of tastes like a, I don't know, like kind of like graham cracker. Pretty good. It's definitely not butter though. It's not even trying to be butter. So the fact that it has butter in its name is really, I think, misleading, because it's not like butter at all. It's more like a sugarless Nutella. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's a spread. It's like a unsweetened oat nut. I don't know what its ingredients is, actually, so I don't want to make things up. It's not bad. Am I in danger here? I think I can outmaneuver them, so I should be fine. Famous last words, but I should be fine. Yeah. No, this is fine. Victor here is so used to having leg fractures that he has no problem fighting with a fractured leg. No problem. Your sisters use almond butter? I've tried almond butter. I try to avoid. I don't want to sound preachy here, because I'm really not. I don't care what other people do, but I try to like limit my carbon footprint and limit my food waste. And certain dairy alternatives are really not that much not that much better than dairy itself. And almonds are one of them. Almonds have a huge water footprint and carbon footprint that makes it barely better than just the dairy itself. So there's you know, it's a personal choice, and I'm not trying to impose my personal preferences upon other people. I'm really not. I'm not like trying to be a preachy vegetarian or vegan or anything like that. But there's some plants that are just like not great for the earth. Like almonds or asparagus, or like another one that's particularly heinous is palm oil. Some palm oil can be responsibly harvested, but palm oil is also a cheap plant-based oil that a lot of it is slash and burned rainforests in like Indonesia that does an enormous amount of ecological harm because it's just a cheap oil that they can like slash and burn forests for. Just stuff like that. So I try to be good about the things I consume so that I'm not like ruining the earth for future generations. And I'm not trying to preach to you to do the same. It's just I can live with myself a little bit better if that's something I do. So I avoid certain foods. Like I don't eat meat or fish I try to limit my dairy. I try to limit crops that are problematic to farm and harvest. Not actively avoid them entirely, but just limit it. Responsible. It's the same way I think it's responsible to have like a meatless Monday. I don't think it's offensive. I don't think people even should give up meat, personally. I feed my my kid meat. I've made sirloin steak for him, like, you know, little pieces of it, obviously, because he's not even one yet. And I've made burger meat for him, you know, like because I think it's important, especially when you're growing and to get the nutrients. And there's some nutrients that like vegans and vegetarians don't get, like B6, B12, sometimes iron, especially if you're a woman. So you got to be really careful if you're having a plant-based diet. And I get my blood tested somewhat regularly to make sure that I'm not, like, you know, screwing myself over. Yeah, lab-grown protein is something that I think can be an answer, but, like, only if it's reasonable, right? Like, I constantly see in the news, like, new way to, you know, new battery tech, right? It's like, cool, but does it use a rare earth mineral that only children can be, you know, the only way to obtain that rare earth mineral is for, like, children in Cameroon to mine, you know, until they die? You know, like, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, it's really cool that the technology exists, but does it work with economies of scale? Yes or no? Because a lot of the times you hear like newfangled solutions to things and it just is a new set of problems, you know? So that's something that I always come back to, is like, it's really cool that like, so relating back to like plant-based proteins is like, yeah, plant-based proteins is hypothetically a really good idea. What does it cost? Like, what's its true cost in terms of like water, carbon, work, etc.? Because if its footprint is, and it's really hard to have a footprint worse than like beef and pork, but if its footprint is really polluting in some way, like let's say, and I'm just making this up, but let's say it somehow introduces a forever chemical into the water table in its production. And again, this is totally fictitious. I'm just proposing an alternative where the better solution is really just a worse one, right? Like, the production of beef and pork is bad if it uses antibiotics that then end up in the water table. Right? Like, inherently, things like venison should be considered, like, less problematic because it's generally not farmed. But yeah, there's a lot of... Oh, am I not limping any? Oh, no, I'm limping a little bit. But there's a lot of the times, you know, people will say, oh, it's like a miracle, you know, it's cutting down on... And it's like, yeah, okay, but do your research and figure out its actual carbon footprint. Which is interesting, because, like, the oat milk that I buy actually has its carbon footprint labeled on it, which is, I think, a really cool way to advertise and be transparent, as long as those numbers are true, but I suspect they are, because if they weren't, you know, that would be... there would be lawsuits to correct that. One of the stupidest things I saw was some of the milk in the grocery store is labeled like, "Will be carbon positive by 2025. It's like, I don't think you know what those words mean, because I don't think being carbon positive is a good thing. I know what they mean. They mean there will be carbon negative, but that's not what they said. And it just makes them seem dumb. Like, dude, carbon positive is not a good thing. And I'm still hungry, so I'm going to put Yoda on. All right. Here I am building like a garage entrance, and I'm not even using it. Force of habit, I suppose, is to blame. Is my leg still messed up? Oh, you bet. I break it once a stream. It's like a tradition now. So, you know, gotta live up to the tradition. I would not want to let you guys down. Honestly, this time, and all the other times, total mistake. I even mentioned it. I was like, I really wish that I could right-click, climb this stair, and I was just... I mean, I know what I did wrong. I was angled at the rope incorrectly, and the game doesn't make a preference for climbing safely over smashing to the ground, so I smashed to the ground. I saw it coming a mile away, and I announced it, and then still did it, because I'm a derp. But, you know, being a derp is fun. It's just an added level of challenge. You can think of it that way. I have to do all the things it takes to survive in a frozen apocalypse. Plus, deal with a regularly fractured leg. Maybe, you know what it is? I'm role-playing that I have brittle bone syndrome. Like I'm, what's his name from Invincible? Well, Samuel L. Jackson's character, I forget his name. Mr. Fragile, or whatever. You guys will correct me, I know you will. Mr. Glass, that's it. Yeah, thank you. I'm going with Mr. Fragile. I like I like that name better. Or Joker from Mass Effect. Yeah. Oh, where am I going with this? Is all water frozen? No, the mod doesn't actually freeze water. The mod just makes it super cold. So I have to bundle up and make sure that I don't become hypothermic and die. The mod only... we were in a discussion earlier, so this is going to be a little rehatch for everyone else listening, but the mod only does so much, and some of it I covered with role-playing. So in this series, I'm role-playing that I have to farm indoors because of the external temperatures, you know, so below zero, and that I'm also role-playing that that the plants require sunlight, so I only allow myself to farm under greenhouse roof tiles and inside as an example of the adaptations to this mod. So like right now it's negative 47 Fahrenheit with a wind chill of like roughly 15 to 20 degrees colder. So stupidly cold out. And if I was like in a t-shirt and shorts, I'd be dead. The next stage of my project here is going to require me to do some demolition. You're welcome. Happy to do the explanation. So I need to figure out how to measure stairs from this doorway. Hey, Bobo Chuck. Thank you for the resub. So this stairway... I don't have to get it exactly right. Well, you know what I could do? I could just Yeah, I'll just smash the floor. Do it here. So this is the new entryway. And the way it works, I will show, you know, once I have it built. Should be a good time. I'm glad that Zomboid doesn't really care about structural integrity, because I'm pretty sure this entire building would have collapsed by now from the damage I've done with this sledgehammer. Now, unfortunately, if I recall correctly, I cannot stare from up to down. It has to be down to up. So, I have to fall on purpose? So, yeah, I'm sure my leg feels great right now. So the stairs are going to go roughly there. And give me 1 second. Collapse a building on myself? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So I need 15 planks per stairwell. So that's 5, and this should be 10 or 11. Do I have enough? You know, I am running low on nails too. I have enough for the... I have enough, actually. So, one awkward thing is you can't have stairs going left to right, only right to left. So, I just realized that my entire plan has been dashed. Sort of. I'm going to have to adapt it. That's fine. So, where does this end up? Oh, yeah, this will work. This will work fine. Time to make more holes? No, luckily, not this time. Well, yeah, eventually I'll have to make more holes. So, here's the main entryway. And right now, the zombies do have a valid path straight into the base, but they won't soon once I finish it. Where'd I put that sledgehammer? I don't know why I walked up here. Oh, nails. Yeah, that's right. I'm out of nails. I'll open 2 boxes. That's another trip that I'm going to need to make sooner or later. Going to a hardware store, getting some carrot seeds and nails and some other stuff like that. Probably should have grabbed more wood than that, though. So the idea here is, I don't know if any of you guys have seen sprinting. Oh, where are you going? That is absolutely not where I clicked. The sprinting entryways, but that's essentially what I'm building. I just can't demo it because I'm limping. So this is an entryway I'll be able to use like when I'm not limping, but until that point, it won't serve any purpose. And what I can do is in the interim, I can put rope instead. So I'll do that. But the idea is that I'm building an entryway that won't require ropes, but will stop zombies. And have me wheel around and spin. So this is just a backstop wall. This is not special at all. And then the way this works is you put, I don't have wood for it, but you put, whoa, that got extraordinarily dark. I'll finish it today. You put fences, and then when you have, I can't demonstrate it while I'm limping. But when you have a two-handed weapon in your hand, you can leap over the fences and gap a hole to be able to get into your base with sort of leaping or jumping. It's very cool. But again, I can't demo it until I'm not limping, so that kind of sucks. So the way it works is when you sprint and you're holding a two-handed weapon, you do an animation that allows you to jump over a hole like this when you're going top speed, so that the player can jump over this hole in the floor, but zombies cannot. That's essentially the TLDR. But for now, what I can do is on this fence facing inwards into my base, I can just put sheet ropes to allow me to get up and down until I am better healed to bridge that gap. Because then I get my speed, I won't make it. You have to, you have to be healthy. Which means, like, I'm not going to be able to use this entryway, like, ever. Because I'm never not limping. I love the crazy wind-up he does, getting ready to hammer it. A part of me feels like I almost want to like dev mode my injuries and repair myself, so that I can show you how it works, but I won't cheat. I'll just have to learn not to break myself. Nope, not there. And again, this only works if you have a two-handed weapon in your hands and you're holding it equipped like this while you sprint. It's a different sprinting animation where you can leap over a gap. It's very cool when it works. Let's go ahead and tidy up the rest of this wood. One plank left. Also, I have to remember that these ropes face inwards. That's gonna trick me constantly. Definitely need some basement lights. I do. I'm sort of curious if the yeah, let me actually pick up this lamp. I'm sort of curious if the generator even reaches that down that far. It does. That's nice. All the more reason to grab some more lamps. Because it is so dark down there. What's annoying is the light switch is just in a place in the garage downstairs that the generators can't hit. I could probably move the generators and try to figure out how to get as close to the light switch as possible while not getting too far from my own light switch here. But the light switch for my room, I think, is here. Meaning that the generator just has to be within whatever amount of tiles, 30 tiles of that switch. Or whatever the number is. And the last thing I want to do before ending the stream is to park my car in the correct spot for the first time. Van, whatever it is. Oh god. Wow, that was generous. See, right there, I should not have been able to climb. I like totally just yeeted myself off the balcony, but the dude was like, "Oh yeah, let me grab the rope," because that's probably what you meant to do. Whereas all the other times, it's just like, "Nope, you broke." Which hotkey flicks and changes curtain settings? E and Shift E. Changes, like, whether you open, like, a long press, short press versus, quick click and not, and Shift E. Oh my lord. You know, like they say, 50-second try is... Never mind, that's not an idiom. Like a charm. Poor van has been abused. The thing is, I've done nothing to it that would cause it to turn over that many times. It's just chance. And the chance is based upon the engine quality and the battery level. So I didn't do it. But it's parked properly now. But yeah, there's a difference between longy and shorty when you're climbing. And then shifty and not shifty for all the window interactions. And for me, they're muscle memory, so like I can't even tell you what they are. I just do them contextually properly. Mostly. Sometimes I end up like closing windows when I mean to jump through them, and that's kind of a problem. Well, friends, that is all the time I have for this stream. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Arctic, which originally streamed live on Twitch May 25th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie slayers.